Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's devotion for July 4th. Happy Independence Day to those of you living in the United States. Hi, Shadow. Today's devotion is titled Unchanging God, and the Bible reading is from James chapter 1, verses 2 to 8, and verses 12 to 18. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and He will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. But when you ask Him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty, Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do. I know. God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love Him. Where's the rest of my verses? 12 to 18. Okay. And remember, when you are being tempted, do not say, God is tempting me. God is never tempted to do wrong, and He never tempts anyone else. Temptation comes from our own desires, which entice us and drag us away. These desires give birth to sinful actions, and when sin is allowed to grow, it gives birth to death. So don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens. He never changes or casts a shifting shadow. He chose to give birth to us by giving us His true word, and we, out of all creation, became His prized possession. An iconic photo shows the tread of a boot against a gray background. It's astronaut Buzz Aldrin's footprint, which he left on the moon in 1969. Scientists say that footprint is likely still there, unchanged after all these years. Without wind or water, nothing on the moon gets eroded, so what happens on the lunar landscape stays there. It's even more awesome to reflect on the constant presence of God Himself. James writes, "Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows." The apostle puts this in the context of our own struggles. When troubles come of any kind, I read that wrong. When troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. Why? Because we're loved by a great and unchanging God. In times of trouble, we need to remember God's constant provision. Perhaps we might recall the words of the great hymn, "Great is thy faithfulness. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not. Thy compassions, they fail not." Yes, our God has left His permanent footprint on our world. He will always be there for us. Great is His faithfulness. What kind of troubles are you facing today? How does understanding God's unchanging presence help you in your struggles? There's so many loud noises outside. Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful 4th. Bye, guys.